Welcome back to the channel. So last week, I think it's been about 8 or 9 days ago, maybe 10 now, I did a unboxing of the Drew's new logger boot, and it was kind of a long video, about 18 minutes long. This one's gonna be a little shorter. I'm just gonna let you know I've been wearing these ever since that last video, so I think this is day 9 maybe, and I'm just going to talk about what I've experienced with this boot so far, because I've got a lot of comments, a lot of emails, and Facebook messages and YouTube messages regarding this boot. How do I like them? What are they? How are they breaking in? How do they fit? What's the sizing like? Stuff of that nature. So I'm going to clear up a couple of those things while I talk about it and move the box aside. This Drew's boots. They're a 10-inch logger boot. They're $349.99 on their website at drewsboots.com right now. And I'm going to say this right off the bat: worth every penny. This boot is built like a tank. There is amazing construction going on here. But most importantly, aside from the construction, I suppose, is not. They're so comfortable. So right out of the box, you put them on, and they've got a different modified 55. They call it a 55 dash or 55/1 last, which set your foot down in the footbed a little bit more, which gives you a little more room in your toe box. And I believe it's an 1/8 inch difference on the width of the toe box as well, so your feet aren't getting squished and the top of your toes aren't touching the boot. So just a backstory, a quick one. I said I'd make this a short video, and I'm going to try. I just spent about 2 years of my life remodeling this restaurant. From, it used to be an old Napa, and now it's a restaurant, and we just opened it up last week. And I've spent 14 hours a day on concrete from the time we opened, prepping, to the time we're open and I'm standing on the concrete, to the time we close the cleanup and getting out of here. And then, not to mention, going home, I don't just immediately take my boots off. I have to do all kinds of stuff around the house still. So let's say an average of 15, 16 hours a day, I've been wearing this boot, and that's no exaggeration. And this has got to be the most comfortable boot that I've ever had on my foot. And I've had whites and Nicks and Red Wings and Thorogoods and, gosh, you name the Danners, every boot that you can kind of think of, I've almost had on my foot. And I got to say, and this is just straight out, so comfortable that I'm standing on these brand new. And this is a stiff boot. This is made of that thick 7.5 to 8 ounce, and possibly even more of a thickness leather than that. I'm going to say, when I go up against my white smoke jumpers, they're thicker, but for sure. And they're built the same quality. There's amazing quality going on for $349.99, $350. You can't go wrong. So to answer everybody's question, are they comfortable? Oh, hell yeah. They're super comfortable. Which is so surprising, because they don't have a bite to them. Like, you know, some boots, you get a pinch here, a bite there. You can't stand on them for more than, you know, a couple hours a day. Then you got to take them off and rotate your boots into a different boot. Granted, I have been wearing this style of boot for a long time, so maybe my feet are a little used to it. So if you're brand new to this type of a boot, maybe it might be a little difficult at first, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's no bites, there's no pinches, there's no hot spots, I have no blisters. These boots are breaking in amazing. So coming out of the box, to my feet, to standing all day, all those hours, I'm so impressed with the comfort. What can I say? That they're holding up so well. There's not a stitch out of place, and once they do fully break in, I imagine I'm never going to want to take them off. So to answer everybody's question, are they comfortable? Hell yeah. Are they worth it? Hell yeah. They're worth every penny of that $350. And okay, so the sizing. On their website, their sizing states that to go down, I believe it's a size and a half from your normal Brannock scale. So if you're like a 10.5 in a Nike or a Vans, that you should go down to, what would that be, a 9. That wasn't my experience personally. I'm a 10.5 on the Brannock scale, and I went down to a 10D. I'm a 10.5D on the Brannock scale, right on the edge of E. So I went to a 10D, and they fit me perfect. But what I would highly recommend to all the people asking me questions about the sizing is to contact Baker's Boots and ask for Kyle or one of his brothers, and go through your foot sizing with them, because my experience was a little different than their website, but they know best. They're like boot experts, so they can tell you from the size of your foot what size you should get. Not much else to say except for they are a 10-inch boot, so they do have an 8-inch logger coming out. I believe it's this coming week, which would be today's February 12th, 2023. So I think next week they're supposed to get their shipment in, and they're made in Leon, Mexico. A lot of people put their nose up to that, but you can't. I mean, you can't, for the money, you just can't do it. There's reasons behind going to manufacturers outside of the U.S., and a lot of them is for time restrictions. A lot of them is, the expense of doing business here in the United States. This boot is made the same, if not better, than any other boot I've had made in America, including whites and nicks. And I've had both. I've had lots of whites and one pair of nicks. These are made just as well, hands down, no doubt about it. And probably better, because I mean, the inside of this, you're not going to be able to see because it's dark. And the inside of the boot, the construction is superior to any other boot I've seen. The way they did all of the stitching inside, the leather inside, even that piece of I can't remember the name of it. It's been a long week, so pardon the lack of terminology here, but there's a piece of leather that goes on the footbed, the slip piece that goes there. If you wear in whites, nicks, or any of the other high-end boots, you'll know it. That is a thick piece of leather down there, unlike the other ones that are thin, and I don't see that thing slipping around or yanking out like the other brands I've had. These are all rough out, which I'm digging, because I have done so many things that have hit this boot that could have sliced a normal pair of boots and given it a slit or possibly a rip. You can't even tell it's there. I have not done anything by way of brushing or cleaning them or oiling them yet. I'm going to go ahead and do that soon. But as far as this boot goes, $350. Check out drewsboots.com. If you have questions about your sizing, I suggest you call Baker Boots in Eugene, Oregon. They're also off of Roosevelt Avenue, or Roosevelt Road, Roosevelt Avenue, I believe, in Eugene. Those guys will hook you up. Great customer service over there. They know boots. My sizing was a little different than what they have on their website, but that doesn't mean that's the same for you. Get yourself a pair of these. You won't be disappointed. This is a short video. Next one, I think I'm going to go over some of the terminology of this boot, some of the literature that Kyle gave to me regarding this boot. And as far as what they say on their website, that the break-in will be more comfortable than any other boot of this quality or this caliber, they're not fibbing on that at all. The break-in, it's crazy. I don't know how they made it like this, but they made some modifications to make this more comfortable. Go get yourself a pair. You won't be disappointed. I know they make them in black rough out, smooth rough out, brown rough out. They make the combination where the upper is all black and the bottom black smooth and the bottom is rough out. They make it in brown smooth and rough out, and their 8-inch logger boots are coming out next week. Look for those, and I'm looking forward to get those on my feed as well. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. More videos to come on this boot right here, and more videos to come in general as soon as I get the time. It's been a long week for me. I'm sorry it took so long with all your questions. I hope this answered a couple of them. And for now, I'm going to give you a little up close of the boot before I head out. So there she is. This is after long days of a little more than a week of wearing this boot. It's a beauty. It's tough. That rough out will smooth out, by the way. I don't know if you can see that shine. Eventually, after wearing them, this rough out can be polished down. There's a way to do it. It will start to smooth out. So if people don't like that rough out look, trust me, it will get smooth and it will shine. You can polish that. There's the bottom, tough as a tank. Try to give you a little inside view. Oh, and people asking me, sorry, one more thing. What socks am I wearing with these? Darn tough socks, and I'm wearing a real thick one because I am standing on my feet all day. So I'm wearing the thickest one possible that I can get. And I'll try to give you an inside shot. I don't know if I'm going to have the lighting for it. Let's see. Maybe. The light's maybe not going to help. There's that thick piece of leather down there. It says Drew's Boots. You can't go wrong. $350. Buy this all day long. People are going to be very happy and pleased when they get these on their feet and see how comfortable they are. That's going to be a big noticeable difference on the folks who have owned a boot such as this. Well, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe. See you soon.